Hey everyone, today is Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day, according to my calendar. Um, at what point do you start cutting things off? I think the best idea of this was comments on videos. Like, I'll probably never know this, but I know that the most viewed videos, there are some most commented videos that have like thousands of comments on them. At what point does the creator of that video just stop paying attention to the comments? Do they just not pay attention to them at all, which kind of seems pointless? Or do they read all of them, which sounds like it would take forever? Or, do they have a personal system? I'll read every other comment. Or, I don't know how it works. I mean, like I said, I don't expect to ever know how this will work, but I mean, I know you want to filter out the crappy ones, the ones like whatever. But the one-liners that don't contribute anything to any kind of discussion whatsoever, or that don't actually, say something like constructive criticism about the video or what have you. So, I mean, at what point do you just start ignoring them? Is it when the volume gets too high? Is it when the video gets too old? Or, I don't know. It's pretty much the same thing with games. At what point do you stop playing them? Is it after you've beaten them the first time? The fifth time? After you get bored and you never want to see it again? There are games that I have a feeling that MMOs, certain ones, can be considered dead after a time. Now they might still have people playing the game and there might be a thriving community, but the game is dead. Let me. In college, I had a U.S. history professor who said that if there was ever a moment where there was no construction or renovation of some sort going on campus, the school was dead. That for an institution to remain, it has to constantly be building new stuff or rebuilding old stuff. It, you know, you have to be addressing growth. You have to be addressing the needs of the populace. You have to be continually trying to find new ways to solve new problems and old problems. And there's like you build new dormitories to address a population boom. You build a new mess hall to go along with that because they need somewhere to eat. You build another student union building to help address their administrative needs. You build new classrooms to address the need for more classrooms correlated with the higher population. You build a new arts building because your arts program needs to expand. You build, you keep going like that with the collegiate background analogy, anyways. But with a game, I'm gonna cite Star Wars Galaxies because I really do feel that the game has kind of died for me. They reached a point in the game where they promised us big things, like the ability to um, attack a Star Destroyer. And we can do that, but it's not what we expected at all, I think. It's really hard to explain. It's this sense that the game isn't going anywhere anymore. They're focusing all their attention on the stupid card game aspect of it, which, I mean, unless you're a subscriber and you're throwing extra money at it, I don't know. I mean, there's a certain point where you want more from the game and they're just not making more, and so it's just done. I mean, when was the last time they released a planet in Star Wars Galaxies? I think Mustafar in the tail end of 2005. was the last time I remember them adding a planet. Before that, it was Kashyyyk in May of 2005, just in time for Revenge of the Sith. They expanded some things, like, adding new quests and, things to do, new mechanics to the game, but it didn't expand the game. It just, if that makes any sense. There were no new places to go. It was always the same planets, the same landing platforms, the same classes since 2005. I mean, there hasn't been an overhaul of the game in 6 years. God, 6 years. And it's just kind of sad. I wanted so much more out of Star Wars Galaxies. I wanted to go to Coruscant. I wanted to go to Bespin. I wanted to participate in an illegal pod race. I wanted to do atmospheric flight. I wanted to feel free to do what I wanted to do, not constrained into doing certain things. I don't want to go to Hoth just to do the Rebels versus the Imperials thing. I wanted to go to Hoth to poke around. I'm sure there are ruins on the planet because people assume that there are raider bases there. Or maybe I could dogfight in the asteroid belt. Or, find myself face to face with a Wampa and go, holy crap, But no. They just gave us an instance, if you will. And along the lines of instances, I love instances. It reduces, from what I've experienced, it has reduced server loads. It has improved the speed of the game on local clients. It makes it so that it's certainly easier to play the game. But that said, why didn't they do more with it? I speak of the pod race or atmospheric flying. You can do instances with these things. In the game, you're only seeing a 12 kilometer by 12 kilometer area of the planet's surface. Why can't I go beyond that? When, I seem to remember there was one game where George Lucas was sitting in on development or something. I don't remember necessarily if it was Lucas or not, but someone was sitting in and said, "What's over there? I want to see what's over there, not just what you're showing me. What's over the next ridge? What's across this bridge here?" And that's pretty much what I want. I got to see Theed. I got to see Mos Eisley. I got to see ships in space at war. I got to participate in massive dogfights. I got to delve into some of the darkest secrets of the Empire. I got to do all of these things, but I never got to see what was just over the next hill or next town over. I never got to visit Otoh under the oceans of Naboo. I never got to set foot on Ord Mantell. I never got to fly a T-16 Skyhopper through the canyons of Tatooine. And I feel that the game died when they stopped adding and started adjusting. At what point do you stop? At what point do you cut things off and stop producing new or stop paying attention? This is something that's always puzzled me. And I'm afraid I'm never going to have an answer. We'll see what happens. Until next time.